Morning guys, welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here, who's ready to attack the day, who's ready to wake up to walk. As ever, I'm out and about on the Robin Hood Way, following the 110-mile journey throughout Nottinghamshire from the Robin Hood statue at Nottingham Castle up to the major oak and Sherwood Forest. I've mentioned previously how much it weaves up and down the county. This week is a classic example of that. Having started at just outside Blyth, where I finished last week, I've started heading back southwest. Much of the previous weeks has been almost following a northeasterly path from Hucknall towards Blyth, getting into the centre of the county. Right now I'm heading back towards Papelwick, which is just north of Hucknall. Mention how much it weaves up and down, and like I say, this is just a real example of that. Anyway, I'm about 2 miles in, following a really sort of nice straight path, easy to navigate this bit, although it's not the easiest of walks. Bit of a test, up and down, across the fields, in a nice wooded area at the moment, but it's really straight, so really enjoying what I'm doing as ever. Been out now for about half an hour, 40 minutes, coming to terms with the day. As I've mentioned so much recently, even doing this, it's important to get a bit of a walk in first, really enjoy what I'm doing. You know, whilst it's a lovely summer morning with the birds singing, it's not the warmest, but come out dressed for a holiday, I guess, on one of these on the red list. But the reality is I'm walking around the Nottinghamshire heartlands at 6:30 on a Friday morning. It's never going to be that warm, is it? Even though it's going to be a beautiful day, it looks. If you want to hear my thoughts on the red list and travel restrictions, check back on Thursday Thoughts. There's a question about that. Really enjoyed getting stuck into some questions last night, so check that out. But for today, like I said, I started at just outside Blyth, walked across a couple of farms. Mentioned last week, this area, despite being the southern gateway to Sherwood Forest, it's very agricultural, but it's made for some absolutely amazing views as well. Stunning views. Hopefully the pictures I've got, which I'll post up at the end, will do it justice. Do you know, whilst there's not that much to point out, because basically I'm walking between villages just across the fields, it's made for some amazing views. And I always talk about how much I love a view. Do you know, so I've been stood there taking pictures, admiring where I came from. Some of the views back towards Blyth and up the hill was just staggering. Do you know, the sun's coming up over them, looking back sort of east towards Blyth and probably out towards places like Kinolton and Southall, places I'll visit a lot further into the journey. Bizarrely, whilst I'm walking back towards somewhere I've walked about 10-15 miles ago, in about 10-15 miles I'll be heading back across the top of Blyth and out towards those places I've just mentioned. So really enjoying it as ever, you know, really sort of getting stuck into it now. And I must make a bit of an apology. I don't know who to, but I was complaining at the start of this walk about the lack of signage and the lack of markers pointing me in the right direction. But having retraced the first 22 miles with friends on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday just gone, really enjoyable walk. As soon as I saw the first way marker, I couldn't help but see every single one. So whoever it is, I need to apologise to. I do apologise, but felt a bit silly after saying that, and all my friends pointing out these way markers and showing us where we're going. Unless someone's been round after seeing DOdaily, which is highly unlikely, they've always been there, you know. And I'm using them now. I seem to spot every single one, so it's making the journey much easier, particularly whilst I'm doing the vlog. But of course, Do you know, it doesn't matter, does it? Because getting lost is all part of it as well. Do you know, the reason I went back to visit it earlier in the week was to really sort of enjoy it again without the stresses of vlogs and getting lost, and also trying to show other people what it's all about. You know, when you find something you enjoy, when you find something you love doing, it's brilliant when people sort of get involved. So whilst it was a little bit longer than the 17 miles planned, I realised I'd gone wrong in a few parts. It was 22 miles. It was absolutely fantastic, and we've already planned for the next bank holiday in August to do another 20 odd miles. Once I've sort of gone and done it week by week, got a little bit of an idea where I was going, and like I said, there basically is a little bit of an idea as well, because I didn't strictly follow the path the first time round, but having noticed these markers, I'm sure I'll be much better going forward and have a much better idea. Anyway, Fridays are all about getting up, attacking the day, aren't they? I don't know, I do a bit of a 360. Again, back in some tall trees, not as tall as they were before, but it's doing wonders again. Those views, you know, that can't emphasize how much they do for me personally. But again, falling into these trees all of a sudden, despite all the sort of agricultural ground, you know, it's just brilliant to be out. You know, whilst it's a little bit fresh, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. I've got a day off today. Got an appointment, so not a complete day off, but got a bit of time off from work. So really looking forward to making the most of this. Just show you there, they're the markers I'm talking about. So more for me, I guess, but there you go. Yeah, got a bit of a day off, so looking forward to doing all the things I really do anyway on a Friday, but having a little bit more time to do it. You know, getting the video posted up, getting things done. You know, when we can do it, when we can take time to do the things we enjoy, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Again, it's been a little bit of a chaotic week, and whilst I'm probably no busier than anybody else, you know, just doing several things, working on several different projects, it kind of pulls me from ear to ear, you know, and I have to take that time sometimes like this to really sort of come to terms with things, come to terms with what I'm doing. I guess the theme this week has been almost about coming to terms with everything getting back to some sort of normality. Do you know, last week I was finding it a little bit overwhelming, a little bit, whilst I was loving it, do you know, whilst you throw yourself into these things and you get carried along in a wave of excitement. Of course, everything like that's really exciting, but I just realised towards the end of last week that it was important to check in. Do you know, always talk about that. Every single day we should check in, try to do it at some point. And of course, doing DOdaily, I get the opportunity to check in because that's what it's all about. Sort of my own personal vlog, my own personal reality check of where I'm at, trying to sort of show people how much I can use it. But this week, it's almost been a case of coming to terms with all that, because all those things I'm talking about, which could get a little bit overwhelming, are not going to change. I absolutely love it. I love being busy. I love working on new things, working on things that keep people occupied and busy, and keep thinking about how we can stay active and proactive, you know, in what we do, you know. So for me, it's just been about coming to terms with everything, you know, understanding that it is what it is, you know, and the understanding that I really wouldn't have it any other way, would I? You know, if I couldn't do some of these things now, you know, it'd be really upsetting, you know. And Fridays are really, really important for me in that sense, you know, because it just gives me that real intention and purpose to finish the week strong, you know, bit of reflection there, and then look ahead to the weekend, plan and prepare. And for the first time in a few weeks, and for the last time in a good few weeks, probably a few months, it's going to be a really quiet one, you know, time to sort of relax a little bit, Probably watch a bit of cricket. You can see the cricket shirt there. Didn't wear it on purpose, but nice link. Probably watch a bit of cricket. Just got stung, so that hurt. Ow. And just take a bit of time out, do a few things at home. Continue sort of encouraging the activity, of course. I'll look to get out. Really pleased yesterday, really pleased. Managed to get out for a run. You know, first time in a good few weeks. Ran with a friend who was also struggling a little bit concerned that she wouldn't be able to do it. Managed to get around 5k, but the beauty of it was that while she got around 5k, I know I would. It was helping me sort of slow down and come back from the injury gradually. I've got to sort of bear that in mind. But I'm hoping all the walking, all the time out, you know, whilst some of it's been epic, like Monday, you know, it's a good solid base to sort of come back on. Do you know, people have asked me, has the amount of walking you do not sort of affected your injury? Sorry, that's really stinging. Yeah, people have said, is it not affecting the injury? Well, not really. It's not until I run that it tweaks. But yesterday, having slowed it down somewhat to suit somebody else, you know, it was absolutely perfect for me as well. You know, I'm not feeling any sort of after effect, so that's really put me in a good frame of mind. I'll look to get out again over the weekend, take it easy. Of course, Saturday's all about Saturday selfie, getting out there, doing our thing, you know, finding some inspiration to do what we do what we enjoy. I'll keep encouraging that, you know, keep encouraging people to get involved. Get out, get a picture, tag us in, hashtag Saturday selfie. You'll find all the links to the social media at the end of the video. Always look to sort of encourage people whilst DOdaily's not on to keep at it, you know, find their own inspiration, you know, and Saturday selfie just gives people the chance to highlight what they're doing and show others that we can stay hard at it. And of course on Sunday I've got the running club as well, second week of that. So whilst I say it's quiet, whilst I say it's going to be quite relaxed, and it will, you know, there's also plenty to do. Just by my own standards, it's going to be quiet, but really looking forward to sort of getting involved in those things I've just mentioned, but also having some time out again, sort of to keep coming to terms with everything as it's rapidly changing. Mentioned there, in the next few months, really busy, really excited by what's coming back. Do you know, I've got sort of events to go to and the thought of sporting events, which is always something I enjoy. The Euros, I mentioned again on Thursday Thoughts. Don't forget to comment on your predictions for the Euros. Whilst I try not to talk about football too much, it is something I use to distract myself. Do you know, somebody asked me a question on Thursday Thoughts, so I answered it. So it's important for me to keep answering what people want. So yesterday I mentioned the football. Morning. You're right. Two guys there, just cycling. Just show you where I am now. Look, absolutely stunning now. So despite the fact it was a little bit chilly earlier, you know, it's really warmed up, really warmed into the day as well. Now I'm not complaining so much about being cold. But yeah, so basically everything's going along fantastically well. I'm getting to the end of today's walk. Another 3.5 miles, approaching 40 miles now, nearly a third of the way through. I've not said too much about points of interest because, like I say, I'm walking between villages. Ravenshead, just past Ravenshead, on my right hand side, come over the A60, the main road between Nottingham and Mansfield, about 10 miles north of Nottingham now and about 5 miles south of Mansfield, sort of directly in line, heading over towards Papplewick and Newstead Abbey, Next week, I've saved all the sort of facts on that, because next week I'll be writing the middle of news to Abbey. There'll probably be a lot to say about Lord Byron and the Abbey itself. So it's just a case this week of just doing it, just getting out there, you know, ticking these few miles off. Whilst it'll be easy, just show you that view there, one of the stunning views, you know, whilst it be easy to think, oh, that's a bit drab, been a little bit guilty of that in the past and then been really surprised. So today it's just about taking all this in, taking in the fresh air, an amazing start, watching what other people are doing, lots of dog walkers, those guys cycling, you know, absolutely brilliant to see. If you can get out, guys, and attack the day, you know, whether it's today, tomorrow, Sunday, any other day, you know, make sure you do. The benefits are unbelievable. Most of them are hidden and you don't really, they're all sort of hidden away in the subconscious conscience, but believe me, you'll be feeling absolutely fantastic for it. Come midday, I'll be absolutely flying and ready to wind down for the weekend. So until Monday, have a good one. No real big message today. It's just about coming to terms with everything that's going on, making sure I look to enjoy it and make the absolute most. Just doing it.